try to bring you high-quality educational and informational content every single day. Why do you think the price is having such an anemic time? The news story of the hour. Jump onto the chart. Is this the beginning of a massive financial unraveling? We got to add a little addendum to the show map today. So we start here on the daily. Now, we've been looking at the RSI on Bitcoin's daily chart for the last several days. It always has been, but it's been increasing over the last 50 years since the government has been bigger.
Hey guys, what's going on? Jeb here, and welcome back to Coffee and Crypto Live. This is your week daily morning show where we bring you the latest in everything Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. And in today's episode, we are going to be talking about why Bitcoin is heading for $40,000 over the course of the next couple of months. And we're also going to be taking a deep dive on some of your favorite altcoins. So we're going to be picking 3 or 4 of the altcoins that you guys in chat would like for me to look at, and we're going to take a close look at them because Bitcoin and the altcoins have been rallying aggressively over the last 2 weeks. And I, for one, would like to know where we are heading next. And I do believe that we have quite a lot of context on how and where and when and why, and I'm missing one, and how we're going to be moving into this next stage of Bitcoin and cryptocurrency mass adoption. A bull market is coming. We're very excited for it, and we've got a lot of great content lined up. So let's go ahead and dive right on into it. We're going to first start off by reading some chat. We've got Sean O'Brien in chat saying, hey, Michael Parsons is in chat, said, morning, Jeb. Alex Nibo's in chat. In chat. Let me see if I can pronounce your name. Next person. Dharmendra Patel. I think I got that right. I'm pretty sure I got that right. You'll have to tell me if I did or not. Mike Lowry is in chat, said, good morning, my crypto family. Mike Lowry also said, hashtag FinSov, hashtag smash the likes. For anybody who doesn't know what FinSov is, that is financial sovereignty. That is what we are coming together to build right here, right now on Nova. No, I'm just kidding. On the Crypto Jeb YouTube channel, because I believe that if you guys and I come together and ensure that we are following the principles of financial sovereignty, then we will grow our wealth and we will grow our, how shall I say, the amount of prosperity that we have financially. Now, look, we're not always going to be able to become more prosperous by doing the right thing, but you want to set yourself up statistically. You know, I was teaching someone to drive one time, and I told them, you should probably not do this, or you should probably do that. And the reason is not that it's particularly dangerous, but if you drive hundreds of thousands of miles, you want the statistics to be in your favor. And when you make the correct decision financially, that doesn't always mean that it's going to pan out well. But what I will tell you is that if you make enough of the right decisions, you will put the odds in your favor, and through the benefits of Lady Wisdom and following what she teaches, we will grow financially more than likely. Now, don't get me wrong. There are times that we're called to give it all away. There are times that we're called to sell everything that we have and give it to the poor. But generally speaking, that's not the case. And generally speaking, if we follow financial wisdom, we will grow financially. One of the things that I want to talk about today to start off with that I believe will be helpful for all of you guys is the idea of Kaizen. Kaizen is a Japanese word, and it is translated best like this. It is translated as a mandate, not an option, not a suggestion, but a commandment for continuous improvement. And the way that you go about Kaizen is through the elimination of waste. Essentially, one of the things that stops us from becoming the companies or the individuals that we're called to be is because we're spending all of our time and money and resources on something that we should not be wasting our time and money and resources on. So one of the great ways that we can grow is by elimination of wasteful things in our lives, whether those be wasteful bills that we don't need, whether those be, it's wasteful that we don't have a budget, it's wasteful that we don't have, you know, a steady job, we're not consistent in our work, it may be wasteful that we have certain debt, whatever it is, we want to eliminate that waste. So just a little financial tip for you to get started. Named my portfolio, FinSov. Love it, Dylan. That is awesome. Love to see it. I think names carry a hugely important factor. Have you ever met somebody and you're like, yeah, that dude sounds like an Ezekiel. Yeah, man, that guy, he really strikes me as a Timothy. I think there's something very powerful about names. All right. Leonidas is in chat for Sparta. Queen's in chat. Herman Barbara is in chat. Dino Shark said, good morning. XRP, is it a good time to buy? We're going to have to talk about XRP today. Just jumped up into the top 4. Very excited about that. Leonidas said, it's my birthday. Good deal. Well, Leonidas, I'll have to go get a shovel and dig you a big hole so you can go have some fun, my friend. Is Bitcoin an ETF, and is it the same thing as buying Bitcoin? Bitcoin is not an ETF. Bitcoin is a blockchain-based digital currency. A Bitcoin ETF is a packaged way of buying Bitcoin. So think about it like this. If I were to take a sticky note, I've got some sticky notes right here with some tips about how to be a better dad. If I take a sticky note right here, this one says, plan for how to spend time with my wife and kids. There you go. So that's what it says on the other side of the sticky note. But if I take this sticky note and I write 1 Bitcoin on here and I sell this sticky note to you for $35,000, then this is basically a certificate of ownership of 1 Bitcoin. And what an ETF is me selling you a certificate of ownership for the 1 Bitcoin. And then I, the person that sold you the Bitcoin, also take care of the custody. So I take that 1 Bitcoin and I put it in basically a safety deposit box for you. And it's sitting there and you can go and redeem it. Or you can sell this certificate to somebody else, but the Bitcoin that it is representing is sitting in basically a safety deposit box. It doesn't work that way exactly. There's custodial arrangements. Somebody has to keep custody, which means that they are the people that are actually holding on to the Bitcoin, but that's essentially what an ETF is. It's not the Bitcoin, but it's essentially a certificate of ownership of 1 Bitcoin or of half a Bitcoin or whatever the amount is. Share the tips to be a better dad, Jeb. Well, this one says... have a 1 date a week and have a family outing on Sunday. That's what that says, Mike Lowry. I would love to give some tips on that. I am a little off topic, though, so let's go ahead and keep on moving here. Really appreciate all of you. Fabier said, you're looking fresh again, Jeb. Thank you. Thank you very much. Love you guys. All right, let's go ahead and jump on to CoinMarketCap. Right now, Bitcoin is trading at $34,800. It is down 1% over the last 24 hours, up 1.67% over the last 7 days. This has not so much been the week for Bitcoin. This has more so been the week for altcoins. So we're going to talk a little bit about Bitcoin, and then we're going to jump into the altcoin space because the altcoins are where it is at right now. Ethereum is up to up 4.78% over the last 7 days. BNB up 9.49%. XRP up 15%. Solana up 16%. Cardano up 17%. Dogecoin up 8%. Notice, right now, there's a war going on between BNB and XRP. And just a little while ago, XRP was actually in the number 4 position. You can see over here on the right-hand part of your screen that XRP actually did trail off slightly. And it trailed off a little bit quicker than BNB, so it is no longer sitting in that number 4 position. But that is the way that the market has been set up ever since days of old. Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP in that order. Tether is a stable coin, so you can just kind of kick that one out and ignore it. Right now, Bitcoin, Ethereum, BNB, XRP is the order, but with XRP having won its case, with BNB having not won its case, I would not be surprised to see XRP take back the number 4 position before long. It's sitting at almost 70 cents. So good news for anybody who is an investor in XRP. All right. Let's go ahead and jump onto the chart. I was looking at a link before we got started, but we're going to start off with Bitcoin. Bitcoin right now is obviously trading sideways up here in some of the patterns that we drew over the last several days. We had this huge rally back on Sunday and Monday, October the 22nd and 23rd, about 2 weeks ago, and Bitcoin would go on to rally almost $10,000 in one of the largest rallies so far this year. And part of the reason it did that was because we saw Lux Algo give us a confirmed buy signal down here. If you guys do not have Lux Algo, you should go to luxalgo.com and you should go ahead and sign up for it. You should go ahead and go right here, hit buy now, sign up for it by hitting subscribe. I'm just going to walk you through it. Let me just make sure nothing pops up on screen here that shouldn't. All right, it's going to have you create your Lux Algo account, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. You guys have signed up for stuff before. You know how to do it. Go sign up for this. Just do it. You're going to be so glad you did. And use coupon code JEB30, and you're going to save like $40 a month if you also use the yearly plan. If you use the yearly plan and JEB30, you're going to end up saving 70% off on Lux Algo. That's crazy. Instead of spending $828 a year, you're going to spend like $370 a year. That comes out to about $28 a month, about $1 a day. Listen. I just need to get a grayscale filter over myself and do that whole, you remember the mid 2000s and you had those like ASPCA commercials for just $1 a day. Here, just imagine there's a grayscale filter over. For just $1 a day, you can have the best technical indicator in the entire world, and you can save a poor, helpless trader from losing out on trades because they didn't get the right signals. There you go. There's your ad for that. Make sure to sign up if you have not already. You're definitely missing out, and I'm about to show you why you're missing out. We had this buy signal come into play right here. on the 28th of September, and it was backed by a trend catcher green, and at that time, we were given a very aggressive price target, a price target of $29,000. Now, that sounds funny to us because, well, we're sitting at 35, but at the time, that was a pretty high price target. Again, this is just a month ago. You can see right here on this day, the very next day, you waddled away. On the 29th of February, we had that price target come in. Bitcoin was trading at 27. The take profit up here, the price target, whichever you want to call it, started at 29.3, moved all the way up to 31.5. Well, we rallied to that very quickly. Took us about a month and a half, but it was vindicated. Once we broke through that, we got another price target. And let me just make sure that you see that. It's really important because it came true also. We broke through this take profit. Next day comes, it updates to 35.4 to 37.7. The very next day, we hit it. And here we are now. This takes us to the present day. We've hit both of the take profits. We hit the first one, shot through it, hitting the second one right now. What does this mean? Well, first of all, Lux Algo obviously called this very well. Remember, called back here, us hitting 29K here. Called it with a month warning. Month of warning. Massive heads up. You make one trade based off of a call like that, and you're going to pay for all year of your Lux Algo subscription. For real. It's just, you just don't want to be missing out on it. So that's what happened there. Bitcoin rallied to 35,000. If we look here now, though, some things have changed a little bit. We had very bullish MACD on the daily chart. That was wonderful. That has now crossed bearish. We had very bullish RSI on the daily chart. That was wonderful. That has now crossed bearish as well. Crossed below the 14 interval moving average. Has crossed to the down, has moved back down to 70, indicating the bulls are losing a little bit of strength. We initially pushed on the outside. Let's hide all the drawings. We initially pushed on the outside of the reversal bands for for Lux Algo. We did not manage to stay there. Instead, we've traded sideways straight through them. So that's indicative. That's indicative of something. It's indicative that the bulls are starting to take a break on Bitcoin. Where'd they go? Well, they went to the altcoins. We're going to get to that in a minute. The altcoins have absolutely just exploded while Bitcoin's been trading sideways here. But Bitcoin also hit its take profit. So 3 different signals are saying, all right, Bitcoin's probably going through a bit of a corrective movement, which is why you've heard me say, look, I think that Bitcoin, and I said this in yesterday's video. If you haven't watched yesterday's video, you should go watch it. I said that Bitcoin's probably going to fall down to either this level at 32.8 or it's going to fall down to 32.935. Why? Well, 32.935 and 32.800 are important levels, and both of them have to do with the charts. Let's turn Lux Algo off for a second. I'll show you. 32.935 represents this bottom right here on the 24th of January 2022. This is just before the war in Ukraine began. Bitcoin slid all the way down to this level, bounced and rallied, then fell back below it. 32.935 is a pretty important level. It's been our ceiling all year. We're above it now, so if we fall back to it, it will be strong support. 32.800, depending on how you draw Fibonacci, is roughly the 0.5 level. It is a little bit different on this chart. It kind of depends which chart you're looking at here. Let's just get this as close as we can. 32.800 might not be the exact number. We're going to get as close as we can. Right here, it's saying that the 0.5 level is, drumroll please, let's see. It's hard to see. Aha, it says 32.811. I was right. 32.811. You see that number right there, 0.5. That is the middle of the Fibonacci retracement from all-time high to bear market low. When you use Fibonacci retracement, you draw from the high to the low. How do you remember that? Well, there's this dashed line that should give you some context. If you're trying to do inverse Fibonacci, then you just take the Fibonacci retracement and you do it upside down like this, and you're measuring the trend. See how the dashed line is measuring the trend? Well, we fell back. Where'd we fall to? Let's see if I can find a better example of this. Upside down Fibonacci retracement right here. You can see it was pretty significant in this case. Just back testing Fibonacci real quick so you can see how it works. This is an upside down variant. When we fell back down here, found support on this Fibonacci level, found support on this Fibonacci level, found support on this Fibonacci level. People that say technical analysis doesn't work have clearly never looked at charts, because it sure as heck does. It's not perfect. No form of analysis is. You can't predict the future with 100% certainty in any manner, but it is definitely there. All right. Let's see. Moving on, the reason I bring up Lux Algo is because those are the levels that Bitcoin will probably fall back down to, the 0.5 level or 32.935, both of which happen to be right next to each other. I'm just going to go ahead and update this line right here to, not that one, the bottom one. Going to update this bottom line right here to, because I like to be precise, 32.811. That's about as close to the exact number as I can get. If we go through a correction, and at this point, I think we probably will, be looking at that level to fall back to, and then be looking for the market to try and hold there. It might collapse below that and go down to 31. That's possible. Would not be surprised. It's what we saw happen here. If you draw inverse Fibonacci from bottom to top, you can also see that there is a Fibonacci level, the 0.236 right there. I could totally see Bitcoin dropping down to the 0.382, which is also at 31,150, which are our highs over here. I could totally, easily see Bitcoin dropping down to some of these levels. So, I mean, kind of like how we saw back in 2018, we broke through multiple levels and just kind of stair-stepped our way down here. We could see the exact same thing happen here, where Bitcoin corrects down to Fibonacci levels. Fibonacci is so important. Please don't neglect it. Pulls back down to 32,811 to 32,9. Then if it needs to, 31,7 or 31 flat are other levels that we could see Bitcoin correcting to. There's also the possibility that the altcoins take a breather and the bulls still have strength and we just shoot straight up to 40K. That is absolutely in the cards, and I don't want to neglect that. But I think the most likely scenario is a correction here and a rally. And, you know, one of the things that makes it hard to make predictions as an analyst is that you really start feeling a little bit like a meteorologist. You are able to put a ton of scientific analysis into a certain movement, but sometimes it's not going to go through. It's just not going to happen. And so what we have to do as analysts, what you have to do as an analyst, because you're also an analyst if you're watching this, so shout out to all of my analysts out there. If you're an analyst and you're watching this, what you need to keep in mind is that there are going to be plenty of times where there's 15 different things that can happen, and there's just not one scenario with a 60% likelihood of happening. You might have one scenario that's a 3% likelihood of happening. You might have miscellaneous random other nonsense that could happen, and there's a 10% that something you didn't predict could happen. There might be a 20% chance that this could happen. There might be a 25% chance that that could happen, but there might, and normally there's not a single option with a 60% chance of happening. So when you're making a prediction, you really have to preface by saying, look, this is probably the most likely thing that's going to happen, but there's so many things that can happen that I'm giving this rough scenario about a 20 to 25% chance of happening, which means you might be wrong more often than you're right. A couple of tips for that. Number one, make the prediction simpler. Say the next movement, or say after this movement, the next movement from there, not 5 movements. That's a very complicated scenario. You can do that, but a lot of times you're not going to get every facet of the movement correct. And another factor is that you want to be careful to preface, look, there are 15 different things that could happen here. This is what seems to be the most likely to me as an analyst, but there are, of course, plenty of other things that can happen. It's not just that there are 2 things that can happen, one's 70%, one's 30%. It's that there's an infinite number of things that can happen. So this is the most likely, but there's still a 70% chance that this scenario won't play out. Hopefully, if you've taken statistics or if you just understand what I'm saying, you can kind of understand what I mean. I think the most likely scenario is a small correction followed by a bounce. But again, there's so many other things that can happen that there's probably a greater chance than not that that's not going to happen, and one of the other 14 scenarios is going to play out. I've shown you some of those. One, it could just flash crash down to 28.5. It could rally straight to 40K. It could trade perfectly sideways at 35. A lot of things that can happen. I think the most likely thing that will happen is a small correction, healthy retracement, as was said in chat, with a stronger bounce to follow. Let's read chat for a moment, and then we're going to move on to talking about some altcoins. Let's see. What are your Lux settings? Anthony said. Great question. So my settings are, I believe they're the default settings. I've had Lux Algo for over 2 years, almost 3 years now, so I could be wrong. But I do believe they're the default settings. Go to input, signal sensitivity is set to 12. You're going to make sure that, yes, signal sensitivity is set to 12. Autopilot sensitivity I have turned off. It's not a bad thing. You can use it, but it's turned off for me. And that's basically it. Confirmation simple. Signal mode, confirmation plus exits. That's basically the extent of it. TPSL points is set to 5. So yeah, that's what I will say. Very simple, very simple. It seems complicated, and I get it. If you're new to analysis, you're looking at this chart and you're saying, "Man, that's a lot of colors." Am I in preschool? No, you're not in preschool. There's a lot of colors because there's a lot of things that we have to differentiate from each other. So just keep that in mind. All right. Quinn said, yay, Jeb is back in the studio. Let's see. DJ Flexa said, each to their own. Kipto G-Man said, morning, pleb. Good morning, pleb. Hi there. I used to have a friend, and they called me pleb. They called me Jeb the pleb. So that could be my name, I suppose. I don't mind being broke. I grew up that way. I'm totally fine with it if that's what it takes. Not broke. Happy that I'm not broke. But if I had to sell everything and give it to the poor, I'd like to think that I would. Crypto for coffee. You'll trade your crypto for coffee. Fair enough. You know, you're using it in the economy. All right. Now is the time that we're going to move into some altcoins. So please feel free to give me anything that you would like to see. Levi Stay 1K. That's a cool name. Said start with XRP, please. All right. All right. Let me read one more comment and then we're going to go on. By the way, if you're enjoying today's stream, let's pump those likes to over 100. If everybody in this stream hit the like button, we would have over 300 likes. So please feel free to hit that like button if you were enjoying the content. Make sure to subscribe if you have not already. Unmatrixed said, before spot ETFs, we were expecting a 5 to 10x halving already, bringing us to 100 to 300K. Now with the glory of spot ETFs coming in like a freight train, the big boys are only quoting 40 to 150 for this cycle. I think 40 is very, 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 very much too low. I think Bitcoin's at least going to go to all-time high. But to be honest with you, DK said I straight up ignored them. I'll get to that in a second. On my screen, that is the first time that you have chatted, my friend. Looks like it may have not gotten through the YouTube filter. Yes, but the 150K I think is a pretty solid prediction. My prediction has been $100,000 to $200,000 for this cycle for the last 3 years. We've been predicting that we were going to see that at the end of 2024, early 2025, since 2021. So that's been like my 4-year price prediction, and I think 100 to 200K is coming into play. DK, I do apologize. I'm not sure what you said. That is the very first time that I've seen anyone any of your comments today. Pew Pew Poom 2 is in chat. Good to see all of you guys. Let's go ahead and jump on into XRP. Remember, guys, today's show is brought to you by Lux Algo. We're not sponsored by them, but it is an affiliate, and so if you sign up, it gives us a kickback, helps to make all of this come true. It is my dream to be on YouTube. It has been my full-time job for almost 6 years now. By the way, the channel turned 6 years old in 9 days, so it's been a wild ride. And so for me to continue doing this, it really helps when you guys sign up for products that I support. You can find a list of them down below. If any of those products down below are something that you would like to use, using that link will help to support the channel. And it all gives a kickback to us so that we can continue doing what we are doing here, growing the channel and building out the mission of financial sovereignty. There's quite a lot that we have to do. And helping us financially by using one of those products helps you, because I believe in all of them, or they would not be in that description box. I promise you. Believe me, I've been offered tens, if not over $100,000 to shill a coin before, and we said flat out no, because our integrity is worth infinitely more than that. I don't put things in the description box if I don't believe in them. So check them out, and would love to see you guys using some of those products. I think they will help you. I think if you use all of them, you will be in good shape. I have my Tangent wallet around here somewhere. By the way, if you don't have a Tangent wallet, my Tangent wallet's sitting right there. Really good. You should check it out. All right, let's jump straight on into, we're going to start off with XRP. Right now, XRP is sitting at number 5. I would not be surprised if it went back to number 4. Brief history on XRP. We need to make a series called A Brief History. Who's ever heard of that show on YouTube? We need to make a brief history of cryptocurrency, brief history of the XRP case. Co-founders Brad Garlinghouse and Chris Larson came under fire from the SEC back in, what was it, 2021? Might have been 2020. I forget now. For the sale of unregistered securities. And that case has now fallen flat on its face, and the SEC has been disgraced. The SEC has so much egg on its face, it's not even funny, and XRP will now probably take back its rightful place at number 4. That was poetic. There's a lot of rhyming in there. I didn't even mean to do that. I'm a poet and didn't even know it. How about that? But XRP is a cryptocurrency that I do believe is going to do very well in the coming bull market. And a big part of the reason for that is that it has grown so much in the wake of the SEC case. So much of what XRP is doing is overseas, which means that it doesn't even have a large base in the United States. And think about what that means from a business standpoint. Normally, when you go international, you start in the States, you take over the United States market, and you branch out. XRP had to flee the United States because of the SEC's vigor and ire, and so they've built their base of business overseas, which means XRP having essentially, I don't know, just boom, slam dunk on Gary Gensler. At this point, they have the ability to expand into the United States from an international base of customers and business. That's a pretty big deal. We don't know for sure that they're going to yet, but it'd be kind of stupid not to, wouldn't it? If they have the regulatory wide open pasture to move into the United States, wouldn't they? And with Ripple doing better, that's only going to help the XRP token. The two are integrally linked. I think XRP is going to perform very well. It's a blockchain that's able to hold up on its own right. It can process a lot of transactions. That's a pretty important component for a cryptocurrency. You can build things on it. It's a project that has a longevity. It's not the OG altcoin, but it's just about. If you look at XRP, XRP has been around the block. It's been here since 2014. It's going to be turning 10 years old. Excuse me, it actually turned 10 years old already. This chart goes back to August of 2013. I must have missed that. So 3 months ago, XRP turned a decade old. Wow. Think about that. I remember when I got into the cryptocurrency space and XRP was 4 years old. I've been here for over half of XRP's life. When I got into the space, XRP was at 17 cents. Now it's at 70. And I would not be at all surprised to see it go back to $2 to $3 in the coming bull market. I think that XRP is a cryptocurrency that you're going to want to pay close attention to moving into the bull market. Let's go ahead and look at its chart, though, because, of course, there is a lot to unpack there. We'll spend a couple of minutes on that. If you guys remember, we've done things in the past called 2-minute technicals. Let's go ahead and bang out some 2-minute TA. All right. 2 minutes on the clock right now. XRP is in a major uptrend, has been ever since about a year and a half ago when it bottomed out around 30 cents. Many of you guys bought a lot back then. When XRP originally won its case against the SEC on the 14th of July, 2023, it actually doubled all the way up to 95 cents, proving that we can go all the way to 95 cents and that there is precedent for it to do that. We are now entering into a sharp rally as a result of the rally that has taken place on Bitcoin, and XRP obviously has a lot of room to go. From all-time high, which is almost $4 back in 2018, XRP still finds itself down 77% from the all-time high that we set here on the 4th of April 2021 during the previous bull market. We're still down 62%. So there's a huge amount of room for rallying on XRP, and we do have technical confirmation that a rally is already underway. For the last year, we've been setting consistently higher lows, and moving into the bull market with the ire of the SEC having been quenched, XRP has quite a lot of room that it can move from here. Looking at the weekly chart, we have a MACD cross to the upside, bullish MACD cross. Looking at the RSI, we're breaking to the upside above the 52 level. We've also broke above the 50 level. We've also broken above the 14 interval moving average, so XRP is doing very well from that standpoint. And if we look at Lux Algo, we've got some good news probably coming on the horizon. We've broken above the trend catcher, which means that if we were able to stay up here for some time, if we're able to go up to, I'd say 80 cents and close a candlestick up there, then a weekly candlestick, then we're probably going to have a weekly chart buy signal. Daily chart buy signal is already coming to play, was already confirmed. Actually, we've been under a confirmed buy signal going all the way back to March of 23. That price target right now sitting at, you guessed it, 80 to 86 cents, which would bring about a buy signal on the weekly chart. So the technicals have a very clear runway for a lot of bullishness. We have buy signals on the 3 daily chart, but they're not bullish. They're not confirmed yet. So if we do see XRP breaking up here above 73 to 80 cents, we will see a technical confirmation of this buy signal by trend catcher turning green, which will give us a new take profit as well. That take profit will probably jump up to about $1. So we are looking at a potential 33% rally on XRP before the year is even over. Are there gains to be made in XRP right now? I definitely think so. Is this a cryptocurrency you want to add to your portfolio for the coming bull market? I think it would be wise. Make sure to hit that like button if you're enjoying today's stream. RW said, "Hey, Jed, glad you're back. Missed you since 2021. Welcome back. Still here. Didn't go anywhere. Love what I do. In bear markets, they don't faze me. I've been through 2 of them. Been making content all the way through 2 of them. And I believe in the space. Look, I remember in 2017, I will tell you right now, I remember in 2017 having a conversation with somebody. I was in 12th grade. I was not even graduated out of high school yet. I just turned 17. Was not 18. Just turned 17. And I had not even started the channel yet. This is about a couple of weeks before I started the channel. Having a conversation with someone, they're like, "Why are you in crypto?" It's kind of weird, right? You know, because everybody's studying to be a psychologist or an engineer or a mechanic or whatever, because I'm dual enrolled at Santa Fe College. And I just remember telling people, I know what I want to do. I want to be one of the people that was in crypto so early that when the masses flood in, I can say, yeah, I've been here a decade. I know a thing or two. I can teach you. Would you like to learn? That was kind of the mission. And a couple weeks later, I started the channel. And I get to live that every day. And that is so freaking cool. You know how cool that is? That's so cool. That is so cool. Like, there's no better way to describe it. It's just so cool that I get to tell people, hey, look, there's this space and it's going to grow and I'm excited about it and you're going to make money and you're going to be able to have custody over your own finances and you're going to be able to have sovereignty over your financial future. I'm going to help you learn about it. That's what I love to do. Duran said, on a flight to Atlanta watching you. Shout out to that plane. RW said, love you, man. So encouraging. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Queen said, I'm seeing green, red roses too. Sorry, I had to do it. All right. Let's see. Queen said, we are still standing. That's right. Adrian Christia said, does an 8K Ethereum, $5 ADA, and $3 XRP seem reasonable for the bull run? Yes, and if I were to put predictions on them, that's about what I would put them at. DK said, I straight up ignore me. DK, you said, that's my comment. It didn't show up again. The only thing I see from you is Jeb straight up ignored me, frowny face, and then you said, that's my comment. I didn't see anything else. Ace Base, what's up, Ace Base? Said, congratulations. Not sure what congratulations on, but thank you. Adrian said, again, 8K ETH, $5 ADA, $3 XRP seem reasonable. Yes, I think that is reasonable. Crypto for Coffee said, hashtag no fiat. Queen dropped in the fire emojis. All right, let's go ahead and talk a little bit more about some other altcoins. I think some of the altcoins that I want to talk about today also include none other than the likes of Ethereum. We got to talk ETH. We have to do it. Ethereum is a very important component of the cryptocurrency space. There's quite a lot to talk about on it. So let's go ahead and look at ETH. If you guys don't know, I do have some predictions on Ethereum, and we're going to see if they are going to come true. One of my predictions on Ethereum does not quite look like it's going to come true, and that's a $2,500 ETH by the end of the year. I'm sorry, no, it wasn't. It was a $2,500 ETH by the halving was the prediction. So right now, Ethereum is in a giant bull flag that you can see right here. And it's a descending bull flag, but it was also kind of a gradual uptrend, so makes sense. This trend line right here, basically our breakout right here would basically send us to that level. So it makes sense that that we're looking at about a $2,500 to a $4,000 Ethereum by April of 24. I think that we're going to see that. I'm pretty excited about that. One of the things I'm also pretty excited about is out here on the 3 daily chart, we have a buy signal that's confirmed. Trend catcher's green. And so the market's been moving aggressively on that. Take a look at this. Lux Algo confirmed. We've been moving up ever since. The price target on that 3 daily chart buy signal for Lux Algo is at $2,200 to $2,600. That would bring us into that zone for the mid-April price prediction that we made back in March. That was about a 1-year price prediction. It seems to be coming true right now. Pretty excited about that. Out on the weekly chart, I don't think that we have a confirmed buy signal from Lux Algo yet. In fact, it's probably a little ways away yet, but it's actually probably not too far. If we're able to get up to probably about $2,100, I would not be surprised to see this buy signal right here confirm. This buy signal has not confirmed yet. Trend catcher is not green, so we need to keep that in mind. If we look at some of the other indicators out here on the weekly chart, bullish cross on MACD just occurred. Big deal. It's a huge deal. Very excited about that. Last time we had a buy signal was back here in July of 2022, and as you can see, we had a pretty big rally right around here. Same thing with RSI. RSI is broken above the 14 interval moving average. Very excited about that. It's also above 50. It has not reached all the way up to like 70 yet. Down here on the daily chart, RSI is doing very well as well, of course. It is sitting up here around 70. One of the things I will mention about RSI and everything on Ethereum right now is that Ethereum is rallying quite aggressively, and we do have a little bit of bearish RSI divergence. So got to call it what it is. Bearish RSI divergence is bearish for ETH, so I would not be surprised to see a correction in ETH's near future. We've more or less hit the price target that Lux Algo's daily chart gave us, price target of 1939, year which will live in infamy. And if we do hit that, we're probably going to have a correction. Wouldn't be surprised to see a correction before then. Notice Ethereum is riding the bottom of the reversal zones. We think the altcoins are doing so well, but if you look at Bitcoin, Bitcoin rode the top and got on the outside of the reversal zones. Don't forget that Bitcoin is the big dog. It's just 2 weeks ahead. Ethereum riding the bottom of the reversal zone shows you that there's not quite as much strength here. There is strength, but not quite as much strength. So just keep all those things in mind. Ethereum is doing very well, and it is absolutely a pick that you should have for the coming bull market. I think that that's very, very clear. But don't just be careful because a correction very well may be in its near future. There is also this trend line right here that you shouldn't ignore. Breaking through this would likely lead us to a major rally, but right now we're still in the transitionary zone. If you'll remember back to this chart on Bitcoin, I'm sorry, I think it is this chart right here. We have this red transitionary zone. Might be hard to see, but it's right here. This red transitionary zone, it goes right through here. That's the transitionary zone for Bitcoin to move into pre-halving phase of the bull market, which it is now in. Bitcoin is ahead of ETH. ETH is still here in its red transitionary zone. That transitionary zone is still in play, and ETH needs to break up here to at least $2,000 to break out of it based on all of the analysis that we have done in the market structure, which we have defined here in the market. So with all of that said, for Ethereum to break up to its levels, we need to see ETH get confidently to $2,000. So Ethereum's market structure is very well defined, but we have not followed through on everything that we need to do. But be on the lookout for some high volatility coming into ETH before you know it, because there is a major downtrend, major uptrend. This is one gigantic bear pennant coming out of the bear market. And it's kind of doom and gloom, but I don't think we'll break bearish out of it. If we do, it'd probably be brief and then a rally. ETH is in pretty good shape, but it does have some catching up to do with Bitcoin. All right, let's read some chat. All right. My question was, maybe we can ask some questions by email for those who can't make it to the stream. Yeah, I think that'd be fine. Or you know what? Do it this way. Shoot it to me on Twitter. Not a DM. Just tweet it and at me. And I will see it. That'd probably be the best way to do it. He's busy lowballing projects he buys. Nah. Not sure why you can't see my comments, lol. Yes, Lewis Arena. DK, can you see my comments? I can see your comments, Lewis Arena. Yeah, sorry about that. I'm not sure why YouTube wasn't letting those comments go through. Not sure why those comments were not going through. Chainlink bull run predictions or thoughts. I think Chainlink is going to do exceptionally well this bull market. I think it's going to do exceptionally well this bull market. Definitely have a lot of confidence in Chainlink. Chainlink is a great project. Justin Eubanks in chat. Shout out to Justin Eubanks. Said, yo, at Crypto Jeb. Good morning. Good morning to you. Tay Jones said, did you start your channel the same time you started trading? I got into the cryptocurrency space financially in the first week of August. First week, maybe second week of August in 2017. How long have I been trading? I've been trading / investing, kind of goes back and forth, but I've been working financially in the cryptocurrency markets for over 6 years now, actually. Yeah, it's been 6 years. This last summer was 6 years. So, been here for a while. Link Marines in chat. There you go. Got some Link Marines in chat. Paul Bright is in chat. Said, Cardano, please. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's look at Cardano. Let's look at the ADA. If you're enjoying today's show, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. ADA sitting at a third of a penny right now. Sorry, a third of a dollar right now. And we're going to go, I think I have ADA on my watch list over here. I do, which means that's where my charting is. Right now, ADA's got a floor at 24 cents. That's where it bottomed out. We have a ceiling here at 40 cents. And there's a lot of things that jump out on me at this chart. Just, I have something that I like to call chart vision. You know, it's funny. I have a brother-in-law, and he tells me he's worked on cars for God knows how long, and that's what he does. He rebuilds cars. And I'll probably end up shouting out his channel. It's called Auto Rebuilds. He's just starting. It's just kind of starting to take off. And he tells me he can look at a car and he can tell there's been in a crash because he can just look at it and he's like, okay, I can see where they repainted that. I can see where they repainted. I can see where they repaired that. I can see that that's not a stock bumper. I can see that car's been in an accident. You just look at it and you can just see it. And I was like, you know, that's funny. That's a sign of expertise, because in markets I can look at a chart and I can tell you instantly where all the trend lines are. I can tell you what all the indicators are going to be saying more than likely. And I call it chart vision. I guess for him it's car vision, right? But I can look at this chart on Cardano. I can tell you a couple of things right off the bat without pre-analyzing it. That's why I like about 2-minute technicals. A lot of times I don't go into this having analyzed the market and prepared what I was going to say. I just kind of look at it and you see my process. First thing that jumps out at me, there's a trend line right here that's been broken. This trend line I see, first thing that jumped out at me, and this is what inspired me to talk about the chart vision thing here, is that this trend line has 5 touches. 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5th, and we've actually just broken bullish out of it. That's pretty exciting because that's a downtrending level of resistance here, flat level of support. That's a descending triangle pattern coming out of a bear market, basically kind of what Ethereum's looking at. That predicts a break to the downside, but instead of that, Cardano has rallied a massive amount, all the way up to 57%. And by the way, I want to encourage you to remember one thing, and that is that going back to all-time high does not really matter all that much to the investor. If it did go back, then likely go to 70 cents. Cardano could easily, it's down 90 or 88% from all-time high. That means to go back to all-time high, it's got to do an 800% rally. So if it's a good project that's actually going to float it up some ADA for the bull market, I think it is a good idea to do so. I want to see ADA prove itself. There are a lot of things that I need to see from ADA that I have not seen just yet. I want to see more adoption. I want to see more things built on them. I want to see more, just more. But I think that can and I think that will happen. I think it's a project changes. Race in this bull market where we're going to see all the layer ones fighting and duking it out, and we're going to finally see one of them that's essentially adopted as the standard. In every industry, there are standards, and they're either national or they're global typically. So, for example, in Europe, you've got the pre-Soviet rail gauge. In Ukraine, I think Latvia, Lithuania, Estonia, Belarus, Russia, obviously. It's a certain gauge and a certain width of track. In the rest of Europe, you have the NATO gauge of track, the NATO gauge of track and the NATO width of track. And so the trains are not interoperable. There's a standard, right? And so if you're trying to go from Ukraine to neighboring Poland, then you have to switch trains. You'll have the two tracks come right up next to each other, and you'll have this big machine that'll take everything from one train and stick it into the other train, and the two trains can't go on each other's tracks because the wheels aren't set up that way. You'd have to completely redesign the entire train, right? So that's kind of what we're talking about here. We're trying to figure out what rails is the cryptocurrency space going to run on? What gauge of track, what width of track is the cryptocurrency space going to run on? And it's going to take some time for us to figure out exactly what that is. We do know that there are a bunch of different standards, and that's confusing because people that are trying to come into the cryptocurrency space, they want to know, is this thing built on Ethereum? Is this thing built on XRP? Is this thing built on, not so much XRP, but is it built on BNB Smart Chain? Is it built on Cardano? Is it built on Tron? Is it built on EOS? Is it built on Neo? Is it built on Algo? Is it built on, what am I trying to say? Avalanche? What is it built on, right? It's confusing. So I think you're going to see a arms race for becoming the standard protocol. Is Cardano going to win that race? I think that it has what it takes to do so. But as I've said for the last year and a half, Cardano needs to prove itself, just like anything else. Cardano is not a magic spell. I could see Cardano going to $10 by the end of the decade. I've said that. What I will also say, though, to temper that, is that as anything, Cardano needs to prove itself. And it's not enough to just be like, oh, this cryptocurrency has the magic sauce, right? This isn't Iron Man. We're not betting on Tony Stark, who's just the director says that he always wins. This is real life. And so for a project to win, it's got to have what it takes, and it's got to have follow through. It's that simple. So will it? We'll see. I think it's a good project, though, and I am definitely hoping for it. As far as the technicals are concerned, pretty straightforward here, guys. Breaking bullish above a descending triangle pattern. A descending trading trend line. It's got to break above this level at 40 cents, more or less, to get any kind of movement. We had kind of high hopes for it back here, and then it just kind of fell all the way back down to 23 cents. We hope that it'll be able to rally more. 40 cents is the level to look at. We got a buy signal on Lux Algo. We've already hit the take profit is the tricky thing there. MACD is absolutely soaring. RSI is absolutely soaring. No bearish RSI divergence yet, so that's a good sign. 3-daily chart, we've not technically broken through the downtrend. It's just a wick, so keep that in mind as well. We do have a confirmed buy signal. Confirmed buy signal gives us a price target all the way up here at 50 cents. So if Cardano plays ball, then that's great. Weekly chart. I don't think we have a confirmed buy signal yet, but we do have a buy signal, so that's wonderful. Last time we saw a buy signal on Cardano was January of this year. Cardano from that buy signal would rally at least 30%, depending on how you measure it. A confirmation here would probably give us a take profit up near 70 to 80 cents. Is Cardano in great shape right now? Technically, it's not in the best shape, but it's not in bad shape either. Definitely a project that I would consider allocating some funds to for the coming bull market. All right. OMAC is in chat. Good to see you, OMAC. Let's see. Crypto for Coffee _ in chat. Say, good work, Jeb. Thank you. Chris LeBlanc in chat. Lazarus Hands in chat. Ah. I'll stay focused on me. Focus on me. Right here. Camera. I am the captain now. Stay focused on me. Thank you. All right. Probably going to wrap it out, guys. We have been going for about 45 minutes. Really appreciate all of you guys tuning in, and there will be more content coming out today, so make sure you stay tuned for that. As you have seen today, Lux Algo is an incredible technical indicator, and by the way, another thing to pair with Lux Algo that is absolutely wonderful is the Apex DEX. If you've not heard of Apex Protocol, it is a cryptocurrency decentralized exchange that was put together not by the people that made Bybit, but very closely with the people that made Bybit. As you guys know, I don't really use Bybit because it's outside of the United States, and as much as I believe that there is a time for civil disobedience, I am not going to pick that battle of all battles. But the cool thing is that Apex has pretty much all of the familiar features that you're going to have with Bybit, except it's a decentralized exchange, which means there's no KYC. There never will be, because that's just the way DEXs work. There's no identification. You don't have to KYC, and you can still get access to a ton of leverage with a very user-friendly interface. It was built, again, like I said, very similar to the way Bybit was built. As far as the user interface feels very similar. I've been trading on it. I definitely am using it as my exchange when I do leverage trading. And I don't do a ton of leverage trading, but when I do leverage trading, I'm doing it on Apex. And so make sure that if you've not already signed up, make sure to sign up with the link in the description box down below. It helps to support this channel, and it will also help you guys to have a decentralized exchange where you are able to be in full control of your funds, where you don't have to worry about KYC, where you don't have to worry about people tracking you and the government censoring you and being told you can do this, you can't do that. You just have an exchange, you sign up for it, you go through the process of connecting a wallet. It's very simple. It took me like 5 minutes. I believe I actually can connect my Tangent wallet, and I'm probably going to do that. Get a Tangent wallet if you don't have it. And you will get access to leverage if that's what you would like. If you are an inexperienced trader or you don't know what you're doing, be careful with leverage. I want you to be very careful and wise with it. It is a form of debt. Just keep that in mind. But if you have a mortgage and you put 20% down, you took out a 5x leverage trade on your house, to keep that in mind. You know, you put down 20%, you borrowed 80%, that's 5x leverage. So you've probably used leverage before. You just, as you know, with buying a house, you want to be very responsible with it because it's a lot of debt. So with leverage, make sure you're always using a tight stop loss. You should never, ever one time even get liquidated from a trade ever. There's never a reason to get liquidated from a trade. But if you are interested in leverage trading, there is a good bit of value that you can get out of it. And you can sign up for Apex with the link in the description box down below. And it will help to support this channel. And you will have an exchange with access to leverage here in the United States that you're not going to have to worry about KYC. You're not going to have to worry about your account getting shut down and your funds confiscated. You're not going to have to worry about the government coming after you. You're not going to have to worry about, oh, is my VPN on? Am I going to get this? Is that, etc. If you're interested in Apex, make sure to check out the link in the description box down below. Again, good pairing with Lux Algo, because Lux Algo is going to tell you how to make the trades. Apex is a great place to go and make the trades and make yourself some money. Leverage trading carries a lot of risk with it, but it also carries a lot of reward with it. So be careful. But if you're already going in that direction, I think Apex is a good option. Yo, Jeb, shout out Doge to finish the stream. Yes, shout out to the Doge meme. Please be careful with that cryptocurrency. It probably, here's the reason that Doge is so hard for me. It probably will make people a ton of money in this bull market. Just being brass tacks with you, it probably will make people a absolute metric ton of money in this market. So look, I actually don't, I actually, listen, I think it might be a decent idea to hold some, because I think it probably will like double or triple. Don't put more than like 1 or 2% of your portfolio in it. Please don't. ADA's already doing exceptionally well in DeFi. Yes, they're doing very well. What settings do you got for Lux Algo, Jeb? Great question. Love to share that with you. We can see here in settings, signal sensitivity is 12, signal modes, confirmation plus exits, candle coloring, confirmation simple, trend catcher, reversal zones, dashboard. These others are very good. Not currently using them, but they are very good. TPSL points set to on and 5. And that's about it. That is about it. Cool. All right. Good work, Jeb. Thank you. Bart said, thanks, Jeb. Thales010 said, thanks, Jeb. By the way, drop a 1 in chat if you'd like to see the Apex kind of user interface. Would love to show you that. I think you will enjoy it. Again, don't need a DEX or anything. Well, here, I can just show you right now. I'm not connected or anything. This is just as if you were to sign up for it for the first time, but you can see it right here. Boom. Here's the exchange. You've got your order book right here. You've got your recent trades. You've got your depth, your funding rate, the details, risk limit, all that jazz. This is not my actual, I'm not actually logged in, so it doesn't have my wallet connected and everything, so you can't really see it. But you've got your positions down here. Let's see. You got your positions down there. You've got your dashboard over here, so you can see all the turnover, ton of open interest, 200,000 trades in the last 24 hours. Very, very large market being used quite a bit. You can even see it over here on TradingView. Let's go to exchanges, DEX, and it's right there. It's ranked number 8. See that? Trading volume, about 110,000. Very good exchange. Very good exchange. All right. Good deal. Well, if you guys enjoyed today's stream, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate all of you tuning in, and stay tuned because we have more content coming out today. Before I go,